Well, hi there, Internet. My name is Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of Richard Jewell. Let's do it. Richard Jewell is a drama from director Clint Eastwood and Warner Brothers. The film stars Paul Walter Hauser, Sam Rockwell, Olivia Wilde, Jon Hamm, and Kathy Bates. American security guard Richard Jewell saves thousands of lives from an exploding bomb at the 1996 Olympics, but is vilified by journalists and the press who falsely report that he was a terrorist. I was a kid when this whole thing went down, and I never really paid attention to the Olympics either, so I remember it being a thing vaguely, but I don't remember much about it specifically. And I gotta say, agree or disagree with Clint Eastwood's politics, it's pretty difficult to refute that the man is an excellent filmmaker. And this movie is very much in his wheelhouse. In fact, to me, it feels a bit like a spiritual sequel to his 2016 movie Sully. Both are based on true stories. Both have the incident taking place at the end of the first act, and then the remainder of the film focusing on the aftermath and the inquiry, as well as the toll that it takes on the protagonists and the people around them. I understand when you're making a film based on a true story, sometimes you have to dramatize things a little bit to make it more interesting. But I remember one of the issues that I had with Sully was that it really vilified the people on the airline safety board or whatever it was called. The movie kind of made them to be the villains who were just out to destroy Sully's life, which I always thought was kind of ridiculous because these people are just doing their jobs trying to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. And I kind of got the same impression from this movie. We see the FBI in Richard Jewell pulling some pretty unconstitutional stuff to try and get their guy. Now, to me, in this movie, it does feel more historically accurate, but I could be dead wrong about that. I don't know. Now, the acting is strong across the board in this movie. I really like Jon Hamm in it. I really liked Olivia Wilde in it. And no, I'm not going to touch on the controversy surrounding that because I haven't read enough about it. I'm unqualified to discuss it. I thought Sam Rockwell was great, as I always do, and the always amazing Kathy Bates was amazing as always. But the standout really is Paul Walter Hauser as Richard Jewell. The dude is phenomenal. I would challenge anyone to not empathize with this character. Now sure, the movie empathizes and commiserates with the character, but Hauser's performance just draws you in and makes you feel sad for the guy from the get-go. Now the way the actual incident is presented in this film is very intense. If you've been around my channel for a while, you've probably seen me rant and rave about how every action scene these days needs to be shot with shaky cam and it just drives me nuts. This movie uses shaky cam perfectly. It's pretty much only utilized while the incident is taking place, and it really drives the panic and disorientation home. Speaking of the way this movie was shot, we've all seen that scene from every movie where a character is like harangued by the press, they're all getting in their faces. You know the scene. And that scene happens a number of times in this movie. But Clint Eastwood did something that I thought was really clever here. Most of the time, the camera is just focused on the main character and all the press is surrounding them. Here, what Eastwood did was he treated his camera like one of the press. So at one point, it gets jostled to the side by other journalists, and the camera's not even looking at Richard Jewell, it's just looking at another press person. I thought that was a really nice touch. Really put you into the scene. Honestly, I have very little negative to say about this flick. Really, my only criticism is that it really kind of slows down in the back half. The movie's not all that long, but I think it could have used a little bit of decisive editing just to keep the pacing tight. But this is a tremendously well-acted movie. It's tense, it's totally engrossing, and while I wouldn't put it up for a Best Picture nomination, it's a damn good film and I highly recommend checking it out. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give Richard Jewell, and I think I'm gonna give Richard Jewell a...
Anyway, check out the new Trojan vibrating massager. It'll blow your hair back.
Out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen Richard Jewell? What did you think about it? What is your favorite Clint Eastwood movie of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.